Hi guys, Dennis from Crypto's Inside Track, and we're here just starting a group of posts that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks that are basically going to be the topics that are covered in my new book. Now the book is hopefully going to be ready by March, as we're just kind of putting the finishing touches to it now, and we'll certainly keep you updated and posted about its progress. So we're going to cover off a few things today, but one thing I just want to quickly tell you just before we get into it is that if you will stay to the end of the post, because we're going to be making a couple of announcements about some stuff that's going to be happening and how to connect with us, as we've got some webinars and some other bits and pieces which we'd like to offer to you free of charge, but we'll give you full info at the end of the post. So one of the topics covered off in the book is what is Bitcoin. Another topic that's covered in the book is the history of Bitcoin, which isn't always something that everybody really knows about. And so I'm going to do a really brief post today on those two topics, and we'll connect them and try and make them make sense, because the thing that we try and do at Crypto's Inside Track is we try to make Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as simple as possible to be understood by people that are not familiar with the market. So as I said, we're going to kick off just now with the history of Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is. And so the history of Bitcoin is really how it was started in 2008 by somebody called Satoshi Nakamoto. They produced and published something called a white paper. And a white paper is basically you can call it in one sense a business plan, and also another way to describe it is really the purpose of a coin, as today any cryptocurrency that gets launched has a white paper to begin with before it is launched. And back in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published a white paper outlining and describing what Bitcoin was and its purpose. And through reading that white paper, it was very evident that Satoshi Nakamoto, who we don't know who that person was, we don't know whether it was a man or a woman or even a group of people, even to this day, as Satoshi still remains anonymous. But Satoshi, when they published the white paper in 2008, made it very clear that they were completely disillusioned with the banking system and the infrastructure facilitated the banking system, and wanted to create something that was completely separate, had its own identity, and as Satoshi described it, put the power of money back into the hands of the people. And so the real ethos behind Bitcoin is that it is something that no banking system or infrastructure has any control of. It is completely run by really the people that own it and trade it and use it, obviously. And yeah, there's no banking system that owns it. To sum that up, and how we would define that, is something called decentralization. And even to this day, Bitcoin remains decentralized. Now, you can have centralized blockchains as well, but we're not going to complicate things, and we'll just say that as far as Bitcoin is concerned, it is decentralized. And what decentralized means is that nobody owns it, nobody controls it, and basically it is free for everybody to use and to facilitate things like money transfers and also the purchase of goods and services. So that's kind of a little bit about its history and how it was created and why it was created. And now to move on to what Bitcoin is, we would really define it in these three ways. Number one, Bitcoin is a digital currency. And what a digital currency means is simply that it is online. It is not physical in any way, shape or form. So you don't own a Bitcoin as a physical coin. You own Bitcoin as a digital currency, which just means that you store it in an online account called a wallet. which facilitates Bitcoin transfers and the ability to use Bitcoin to purchase things. And I think this is sometimes what can confuse people, because it's not, for all intents and purposes, real. It's not something you can carry around in your pocket. Nevertheless, that doesn't take away the fact that it has value and spending power. But is it a physical coin or physical money that you can put in your pocket? No. But does it have spending power? Yes. But the way to describe that is that it is a digital currency and it completely lives online. And the second point, or the second way that we would describe Bitcoin, is that it really does have a real world value. And to maybe put that another way, it has a real world spending power. I mean, as more and more retailers accept Bitcoin, and that certainly is becoming a trend, and a lot more online retailers mainly are starting to take Bitcoin. Although having said that, there's been a lot of trials in a lot of different places, especially in Europe predominantly, where they've been trialing shops and market stalls actually taking cryptocurrency, and those trials have been quite successful. So it's not going to be long before you will be able to walk into certain retailers and be able to use Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But dealing with the subject at hand, Bitcoin has a real value and it has real spending power. So depending on how much Bitcoin you earn will depend upon how much spending power you have. And one of the benefits of Bitcoin is the fact that today £10 worth of Bitcoin could be worth 15, 20, or maybe even more money tomorrow, depending on the market. Now, of late, your £10 may not be worth a lot more. It may be worth a little bit less. But we're starting to see some stabilization in the market, certainly. But again, to deal with the subject at hand, Bitcoin has value and it has real spending power. The third thing to note about Bitcoin and explain what it is that it is decentralized and it is a peer-to-peer payment system. So as we kind of already said, with it being decentralized, nobody owns it. It is not subject to any bank or financial institution in any way, shape or form. Anybody can own a Bitcoin wallet or a Bitcoin account, and nobody can close that wallet. Nobody can charge you loads of fees to keep that wallet open and be able to use it. So it's completely separate from any financial institution, totally. So it is decentralized, which is what we've just explained, and it is also peer-to-peer. And what it means, what we mean when we say peer-to-peer is it means that in order to make a money transfer, I don't need any third party or intermediary in any way, shape or form to make a money transfer or a payment. And all I need is a Bitcoin wallet address to be able to transfer my Bitcoin to somebody else. And that person could be halfway around the world, and I could make that transfer literally within minutes at a very, very small cost. I mean, there was a news article recently where somebody had transferred millions of dollars from one wallet to another wallet in seconds, and that transfer cost less than 1 cent. So as you can see, one of the benefits of Bitcoin is that it is peer-to-peer, meaning you can make monetary transfers and monetary payments very quickly and at a fraction of the cost of what maybe a traditional bank or building society may charge you to make some of those transfers. That's really kind of like the benefit of Bitcoin, and these are the three things that I would use to say in order to sum up. So it's a digital currency that lives online. It has real world value and real world application. It is a decentralized and peer-to-peer currency, and they are the main three things that we would use to describe what Bitcoin is. So I hope that's kind of cleared it up a little bit. Now, needless to say, that's not the totality of the subject that we cover in the book. We cover in the book the history of Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is in a lot more detail, but that's just to summarize and to sum up kind of what's in the book. But as I said, we're going to keep you posted on the progress of the book. Now, as we said at the beginning, we wanted you to stay to the end of the post because we wanted to talk about a couple of quick things. Now, number one, we're going to be having some free webinars coming up pretty soon. And also we have some step-by-step guides for anybody that's new to the cryptocurrency market. And if you're not sure on how to get online with some exchanges or how to make transfers and stuff like that, we've got some step-by-step guides which we will make available to you free if you sign up at our website or on our website. If you get to the website, and the address will appear at the bottom of the screen, if you go onto the website and subscribe, we will keep you updated as and when the webinars are going to be up and running, and you will get a free invitation to join that. We will send you some step-by-step guides as well as to how to sign on to some of the exchanges and a couple of other little things around trading and purchasing Bitcoin. And we've got some other info coming out, and also we'll keep you up to date with the progress of the book and where you'll be able to purchase it once it's completed. So I hope this post has been informative. I hope the post has kind of cleared up a couple of things, because sometimes when you hear a lot of the jargon, it's not always explained and stuff like that. And just for reference, the website address is www.cryptosinsidetrack.com. Again, it's on the screen. So go to the website, sign up with us, and we'll start getting you some stuff and keeping you updated with what we do. We're also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. So, join along. And if you enjoyed this post, feel free to share it, and which we would really appreciate. So until next time, we'll see you again.